right, let's do this. What's up, YouTube? You're watching Steel City MotoVlogs. I'm Derrick T, your host. Out here on this beautiful Monday morning, about 9:30 in the morning. One of the things I really like about my job is that I don't have to fight against rush hour traffic. I don't really go anywhere until the rush hour traffic has died down. But I am on my way to work to see a client. And this week is going to be a pretty exciting one. I'm going to really bang out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and really get in a lot of working hours. And then through the weekend, I'm going to be headed to Norfolk, Virginia, to the meet and greet for men and women who love to ride motorcycles. Looking forward to that trip. I haven't been down that way since my days living there, I don't think. And so we're talking easily 2002, 2003, somewhere in that ballpark. I used to live in Richmond a long time ago, but yeah, I haven't been down that way since those days. So I'm kind of excited. I won't lie, to pass through some very old stomping grounds. I'm trying to get my visor cracked open just a little bit. I'm hoping that doesn't mess with my mic too much. Yeah, this is a beautiful one. It's about 54 degrees right now, headed up to I think like 72, 73 by this afternoon. I think it's finally springtime. I believe it's finally springtime. I know what the calendar says, but what the calendar says and what the weather does are two different things here in Pittsburgh. So I do believe the spring weather is finally here. I mean, we had a little bit of rain the other day, but rain is to be expected any time of the year. I'm not worried about the rain, but the spring-like temperatures are what I'm talking about. Whoa, all right. Didn't see that one coming. Half the battle of getting to the place that I'm going is getting through downtown Pittsburgh across this bridge here and excuse me, through the tunnel. Usually when I come out on the other side of the tunnel, it's smooth sailing after that. Like I said, during rush hour traffic, that would be a whole lot worse. I'm going to get a chance to get to and from before it really backs up this afternoon. I'll only be out this way for about an hour or so. I'm starting to get that nervous energy again. This will be, the trip to Norfolk will be the longest trip that I've taken since getting back from Perry, Georgia last summer. I've taken a couple 2 and 3 hour trips here and there, but this one to Norfolk is going to be about 7, maybe 8. I don't think it'll be quite 8. I remember it being about 5 to Richmond, so I'm thinking maybe about another 2.5 hours south of Richmond. Boy, note to self, don't come back that way. Look at that side. of the highway. But yeah, I'll definitely be finding a different way home, which there are plenty of them, plenty of options. Yeah, but it takes 79 up to Steuben Street, I think. But yeah, I was saying earlier, I'm starting to get that same nervous energy. I remember the night before we left for the roundup last year, I didn't sleep at all. I sat up looking out the window. I remember packing my bag and unpacking it, packing it again to make sure I had everything. I remember packing my bike and then unpacking the bike and packing the bike again. These were all things that I was doing at like 2, 3 in the morning. I was just so ready for the trip to be there. I had been doing all this planning and all of this, you know, saving and everything that goes into, you know, a pre-trip. I'm gonna move that just a little bit. That's my Akaso Brave 7. I'm kind of using that for my Cam 2 today. And I honestly don't even know if it's catching all of me in the frame. I really hope it is. If not, you know, I don't know, I'll think of something. But yeah, I was up all night long, nervous and watching the weather because it rained that morning. It didn't really rain too much on the way down, but it did rain early that morning. We did start out the trip in our rain suits for maybe about the first hour and a half of the trip. It rained for a little bit in West Virginia, and then after that it was kind of like smooth sailing. Nothing really went wrong after that weather-wise. I remember it being the last leg of that trip that we did from roughly about Charlotte, North Carolina into just the southern tip of South Carolina, right before Lake Hartwell, which is right at the Georgia state line. Those of you all who ride down 85, or if you're from that area, you probably know what I'm talking about. I can't think, save my life, what part of South Carolina that is, but I know it was only about maybe 15-20 minutes from the Georgia state line. That last leg that we did was pretty painful. It was physically painful. I felt like I had just been on the bike too long that day, and it was dark and wasn't raining or anything else like that, but the road was also under construction, and the road was just like very uneven. It was doing all of this, and it was a rough last leg, but we made it, and it was a learning experience. I'm definitely a better rider because I did it, so won't complain about it. But nonetheless, that trip into Perry was a 2-day spot. We stayed in South Carolina and then rode into Perry the next day, and that was the longest ride, roughly about 900 miles we did going down there. We probably did another 200 or 300 miles while we were down there, and then turned around and came back home about 900 miles. So in total, probably a little more than 2,000 miles on that trip. That was the longest one I had ever done, and this one coming up to Norfolk next week is going to fall into that box of taking the longer trips, and I'm looking forward to it. But I remember waking up at about 3 o'clock in the morning last night and watching YouTube videos on motorcycle touring and what do people take on long distance trips and everything else. I was just nervous. I won't say nervous. I wasn't like nervous from a scared standpoint, but just my mind was just racing with kind of the anxiety about this trip. So, but it wasn't a negative anxiety. I don't know if anxiety is a good choice of words or not, but just a lot of energy about the trip, looking forward to it, looking forward to meeting new people and kind of being able to pass out some Steel City MotoVlogs business cards and networking, meeting some new people, and just kind of getting out of town. And taking some time away from the everyday, doing something that's not normal, and it's not within the bounds of my normal, that is. And yeah, just can't wait to do it. If you have seen my trip to Perry at all, the National Biker Roundup, I think that video starts off like right around here on this interstate. This is 79 South. We won't be going this way to Virginia. We'll be headed out to the Pennsylvania Turnpike toward Breezewood and down into the DC metro area, and then south on 95 from DC until we get to Norfolk. So that's a little bit different direction from where I am now. But yeah, I didn't do any packing last night. I did, though, choose the bag that I'm taking with me. I laid that bag out and kind of checked the contents of my overnight bag, the one that I would take with me when I'm traveling. And so those two items, I believe, are going to be the only packing that I do. Everything else is stuff that is in the bike every day. And you know, that I just did the saddlebag challenge, so you can check out that video, you know, if you want to know the things that I carry all the time with me. But in terms of like luggage and what am I actually taking for the trip, really I'm down to like a large bag and a small bag, you know, and the large bag is not even going to be that large, but it's going to sit on my back seat, because your boy Derrick T doesn't ride 2 up, at least not at this juncture in time. That's not something that I'm yet comfortable doing, so I don't know. I suppose one day I'll give it a try. But keeping myself safe and in one piece has been my primary goal, so I don't think I'm ready to take a chance on somebody else's health and safety right now. If you do ride 2 up, I hope you do it safely. But it's just not for me right now. But yeah, that one bag will sit on my back seat, and the smaller one will go on the trunk, and we're going to be off to the races. I'm not going to pull the trailer for that one. I think I said this before in a previous video, but I'm not going to pull the trailer for this one because I'll be the only one doing it. I would be the only person pulling a trailer, and that's a different it's a different style of riding, and it's also a different fuel economy too. I'd end up having to stop for gas more frequently than everybody else, and you know, you start holding the group up when that happens. And so just for the sake of kind of keeping in line with everybody else, and then it's a short trip, it's a weekend trip, so I don't think I need a heavy load out in a trailer to go do a weekend. And we're staying at a hotel, so I don't have to take my hotel with me. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my moto camping video and you'll see the hotel that I'm talking about. Yeah, we're actually staying at a hotel in Norfolk, so I don't have to bring a tent with me. I'm not going to camp this one out. I do want to, I was thinking the other day, I do want to go camping again. I'm going to find a, you know, my problem is I'm always thinking that like camping out is like a thing that you do on the weekend, but I guess it doesn't really have to be a weekend thing. I guess if I have some time during a random week, if I got to go on a Tuesday or something like that, I'll go do that, I suppose. And then the other thing is the oh, I lost my train of thought. Wow. Oh, the other thing, that's what I wanted to say. I want to go for more than one night now. I did the one night trial run in that video, but I would like to go for maybe 2, possibly 3 nights. and really, really get the full experience, camp out experience. So I have to find some time to do that. Excuse me, probably be in June. And my version of a weekend is pretty much Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like that's closer to a weekend for me, because when it comes to camping, that is, because on a Saturday night, I'd be waking up to go to church in the mornings. I play piano keyboards for my church, and so Sunday mornings are kind of like as a matter of fact, Sunday mornings, the funniest thing is the day of rest. Sunday is the earliest morning of my week. That's the morning that I really have to be focused on getting out of bed at a certain time and getting to a certain place at a certain time. Everything else is kind of the schedule that I create. So camping out on a Saturday is probably not in my best interest based on what I do on Sunday mornings. However, like a post church on Sunday, like a Sunday afternoon going into Monday or Tuesday, is not a bad idea either. So I just I'm gonna have to set some time aside and go do that again. I am riding this one out to Norfolk in a group. I think by now you all know how I feel about group riding, but this one is not an MC group. This is not a motorcycle club that I'm riding with for this one. This is just a group of friends. So that's a little different. The schedule is still not 100% yours. The itinerary is still not 100%, what you make of it, but there are pros and cons. So you gain some things by riding in a group, and you lose some things by riding in a group. So I can live with all of it. I am going to take a long trip on a solo mission one of these days. I'm going to do it this summer. I don't know exactly where I'm going yet. I would really like to do the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Tail of the Dragon. I would really like to get down there and do that, and I haven't managed to find anybody up here interested in going with me. So I might make that one the solo deal, but it'll take a little bit of I knew that was coming. Last time I hit that bump, my motorcycle almost got off the ground. I knew it was coming and I slowed down for it, but I don't think I slowed down enough. Got a nice little adrenaline push right there. I'm awake now. I wasn't awake before. I am now. This has been a pretty cool ride. The last time I came out this way, and I don't know if it's in one of my videos or not. I don't know if I got that one into a video, but I had a dude in a U-Haul truck. This dude was in a U-Haul truck, probably about the size of that one off to my right here, lengthwise anyway. I don't think those U-Haul trucks are that tall. They could be, but I mean, this dude was trying to go blow for blow with me on the highway. He was bobbing and weaving inside of lanes and everything else, like he wanted to keep up with me. I'm like, you're in a U-Haul truck trying to race a motorcycle. Like, what are you doing? And then even when I put a safe amount of distance between them, I kind of locked him in behind somebody who was going slow, who he couldn't get around right away, and I kind of got out ahead of him. Maybe about 15-20 minutes went by, and lo and behold, who do I see flying up behind me? Is that same U-Haul truck. Like, he was really, I don't know what his point was, but I'm not really trying to die racing a U-Haul truck like that. Like, I'm not that kind of rider. So, now don't get me wrong, you know, I can give it some throttle when I need to give it some throttle. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I can throttle when I need to throttle. And also, don't get it twisted, the Goldwing will respond. I have hit some pretty high top speeds on this bike, but that's not the kind of rider that I really am. I'm not really trying to be out here burning the roads up. And it's nice to know that you have access to that kind of power in that kind of situation when you're trying to get away from somebody or even create some distance. Because here was my thing. I tried to create distance two different ways. Because I don't have that much ego to bruise. I'll eventually, you know, get behind you and let you go ahead, like go on ahead of me. But every time I got behind him, he just kind of hung out right there, almost like he was kind of taunting me as long as I was behind him. But the minute I got past him, then he wanted to start racing, and it was like, come on, dude, like what are we really doing here? So anyway, if you're out on the road and you see this Goldwing with pianos on the side of it, I'm not trying to race you, dude. So, and if you have to win that bad, you can have it. Because the way I see it, even if I win, I lose. Kind of like going up against this guy. I'm just going to back up a little bit. Roll. And then get on around you that way. Yeah, even if I win, I lose. So, if anything, I'm trying to create distance between you and me for everybody's safety, but primarily mine. It's okay to be selfish every now and again for my own safety and for everybody else. I would rather have distance. Now, if that means I got to have distance in front of you or behind you, that's fine. This was a pretty cool ride out here today. Like, it was really smooth. Uneventful. When I mean uneventful, I mean nothing out of the ordinary happened. We don't really have a King's all like that, and like closer to home. So whenever I come out here, which is like once every 2 weeks or so, I always treat myself to a brunch. So I'll be doing that on the way back. The client that I go to see out this way, first of all, with all of my clients, I only do 10 sessions with them. And after 10, outside of some paperwork style tasks, you close the case after that. And so this is like session number 8. They only have like 2 more, I think. knowing my job, they'll give me somebody else out here to come to see. Oh, Jesus. This road always sneaks up on me. A little bit of gravel right there. So I'm gonna be careful. Whew. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, I'm always looking for a stop sign, or you would think I would know better by now, but I'm always looking for a stop sign or a red light for this street, and there's not one there. It always sneaks up on me. Let it go, people. Anyway. It's a little wet back here. I'm riding the rest of this one with my visor open just because I kind of want to get a feel for what it sounds like. I did some different mic placements in my helmet, so I just kind of want to get an idea. My brother's been riding his bike to and from work lately, but he's not a motovlogger. He's not really into that kind of stuff. But he's been doing a lot of commuting on his bike as of late. Last time I came out here, the lady at the front desk asked me, she said, "Was that you on the motorcycle?" I had my helmet in my hand. She said, "Was that you on the motorcycle?" I said, no, I drove a Formula One car out here. Who drives a car and totes a motorcycle helmet around? Alrighty. I am here. Let's go knock this session out and get back on the bike. I didn't come out here to work. I came out here to play. All right, you all. You're watching Steel City MotoVlogs. Till next time, I'm Derrick T. Be safe out there.